Welcome to Everything Commanders with your host, Dream Team Buddha. Hail to the Commander. What's good, Commanders family? This your boy, Dream Team Buddha, coming to you with another episode of Everything Commanders. Listen, just got a quick update. I'm pretty sure you all have been paying attention. A couple of hours ago, Jonathan Allen, the defensive tackle for the Commanders, has been released by the Commanders. I kind of speculated this would happen because of the fact that we was trying to shop him around. Jonathan Allen and his agent was trying to do so, plus the team was trying to do so as well. We were trying to involve him in the trade for Deebo Samuels, but the 49ers just wasn't interested in Jonathan Allen for whatever reason. Maybe they feel like they want to get him for a lesser price. They may go after him now that he's a free agent. But it's all on Jonathan Allen now. It's no longer in the Commanders' hands. At this point, if Jonathan Allen want to work out a 1-year deal, 2-year, 3-year, 4-year, whatever the case may be, he can do that. And I'm pretty sure he probably can do that at first. He just couldn't. He had no control over what team that he would be traded to. He would just bank it on the Commanders doing him right, doing him a solid, and putting him in a place where he could compete, because we all know Jonathan Allen is at the end of the road of his career. You know, he had a great career with the Commanders. This past season, he finally got to see, he got to the height of his success of his career. Now, who's telling whatever team he go to next year on the AFC side, because it ain't gonna be NFC side. If he goes to the AFC side and they get to the Super Bowl and they face off against the Commanders, then he be done made it to the Super Bowl with whatever team he goes sign for the AFC. I'm only saying that because I don't want no other team to go to the Super Bowl in the NFC if their name ain't the Commanders. So, but I kind of felt like this would happen because it was taking too long. It was taking too long, and I was kind of worried, and I kind of started pressing because the deal that we made for Deebo Samuels made me feel like, oh, man, we got to get a pick back for Jonathan Allen. If we can get a fifth or a sixth or whatever, that kind of like will fill the void of us giving up that fifth-round pick for Deebo Samuels. And it will be just like, nothing really happened, because right now we be paying Deebo Samuels I think $17.5 million this year for his. That's how much he counting for on the cap towards the cap this year, and Jonathan Allen was counting for 16.5 against the cap, and now that he's released, we only went up pretty much $1 million. So right now, my lips. Sorry about that. Right now, we sit at about $80 million right now. Now, when we signed Deebo, when we brought Deebo in, first of all, when we started the season, when we started the offseason, we were sitting at a little under 90 mil, right? I'm not too sure if it was 86, between 86 and 89, right? And we knew we had a lot of people to re-sign or whatever the case may be, but we knew we was going to make some deals, and once you start making deals, that money go down. We signed Bobby Wagner yesterday. We re-signed Bobby Wagner, and we re-signed kicker Zane Gonzalez. So that took some money off the books. But we needed it. We knew at the end of the day we had that pick in our back pocket, whereas though we get rid of Jonathan Allen, hopefully for a pick. But if not, then we release him. But you got to understand like this. The only benefit a team will get trading for a player that a team going to release is you don't have to go through the bidding war to get him. You kind of control the future of that player if they want to resign with you or not. Like, you guarantee 1 year. You guarantee 1 year. You ain't got to go into a bidding war, because at the end of the day, if teams see value in Jonathan Allen, which I'm sure teams have seen value, but they probably just wasn't trying to go for the contract that he was looking for, or whatever the case may be. I don't know what it was, but he's no longer a Commander, And like I said, when the reports first came out that he asked for a trade, I salute Jonathan Allen. Thank you for all that you've done for this organization. You've been nothing but a solid dude, a leader in the locker room, a great mentor to all the youngest, and even some of the grown folks. Some of these vets you've been a leader for. And we definitely appreciate you all that you've done for this this squad. Now, I don't know if y'all paid attention, but De'Ami Brown put a post up in his stories on Instagram, and he was saying thank you to Jonathan Allen, and he was saying, he prayed that he found a good spot to go to, whatever the case may be. And I'm saying to myself, you really not even tied to the team no more. So are you trying to say something? Like, are you trying to show me that you interested in returning back to the team, to the squad? Because most of the players from the team have been, sharing stories and retweet, like posts about the Commanders. So it was rare for me to see. Now I know I might be reaching a little bit because De'Ami Brown was here for 4 years. So they may have a connection or something like that. He may just be showing this guy love. But I ain't put too much into that. Anyway, so like I said, now our cap space is at $80 million. Just under 8. Well, I think it's just at $80 million because when Deebo Samuel had came over, the cap had went down. It went down for the 17.5, and we was at 60-something. And so we had moved out of top 5 highest cap space, most cap space of each NFL team to now we back up in there. We back in the top 3, I think. So now that we had released Jonathan Allen, it's bittersweet because I wanted a 5th-round pick for Jonathan Allen. So I can say, we really got over with the Deebo Samuel situation. We ain't lose no picks. We just paying them for real. But that's neither here nor there. What happened. Also, so this just pretty much mean that goodbye, Jonathan Allen. We salute you. Moving right along, Bobby Wagner spoke to the media today on his re-signing, and he said this is where he always wanted to be. And I kind of felt like that, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, he ain't really came out and gave us no hints or made us suggest that, you know what I'm saying, he want to come back. Well, he ain't make us feel like he wanted to leave in the first place. But, we just ain't want to leave Bob. We just didn't want to lose Bobby Wagner. Now, I know some people feel like, Bobby Wagner probably still can't get it done. Like last year, he was a little slow, you know what I'm saying? Getting sideline to sideline, and that's the reason why some of them big runs happen. Some of that could be true, but it's not completely true. So it's a lot of things that factored into why them people was gashing us on the ground, especially the Eagles and Saquon Barkley. They got a hell of an offensive line for one, and you couple that with a hell of a running back, you can get some things done. That's why the Commanders. Now I love B-Rob, but that's why I need my Commanders to go out and draft a running back in this draft. Speaking of which, the Washington Commanders, what they did was they tendered my guy Chris Rodriguez. What that means is they pretty much have exclusive rights over Chris Rodriguez. So if somebody was to take Rodriguez throughout the free agency period, we will get a pick or some type of compensation for somebody signing him as a free agent. What that lets me know is maybe they tried to, get a deal done with Chris Rodriguez, something slight. They know they can't bring him back to the practice squad and just let that be the end-all, be-all, and then try to sign him again during the season because the kid, you know what I'm saying, he made a name for himself last year, and people noticed him. So what they did was they wanted to make sure they had some type of insurance on Chris Rodriguez to make sure that he just didn't fully hit the market and, just say bye-bye to the Commanders. So they pretty much wanted to give themselves a little bit more time to see what they're going to do in this draft, to see if they're going to be able to get the type of running back that they're looking for. We'll do a deep dive into, these draft prospects and stuff as we get closer and closer to the NFL draft. I'm trying to hold off on my mock drafts and things of that nature until we get to April. I may have to do something before. I'm going to start dropping videos as far as prospects that I think that will be good fits in Washington coming up. So just stay tuned for all of that, man. Other than that, before I go, the Trey Hendrickson situation, I think, like I said yesterday, I'm good on it, but at the same time, it's the most realistic situation for us. And I see that now they talking about all they really want is a third-round pick. And I seen some say as high as a second-round pick, but they wouldn't mind a third-round pick. I'm like, oh, man, we got to give up more picks. And if that means that we cannot get Myles Garrett, because it's a shit show over there in Cleveland. He tried to have a meeting with the owner, and the owner said, I don't want to talk to you. Go talk to the GM. That's who you need to talk to. He trusts in the GM. So don't come to me about no trade situation. And Myles Garrett like, well, I'm willing to sit out some games. I ain't got to play. So we're going to see how that turn out. But do we want to sit back and wait until things die down to see if we can get Myles Garrett? I'm willing to give it a little bit more time before we press any buttons on getting Trey Hendrickson, unless we can get him for the low, because he gonna definitely need a new contract when he come over. He on the books for about $17 million. His deal like 17.9 or something like that. I seen on social media. Somebody can confirm that, but we get him. He's gonna want another deal. But I will say this: Hendrickson is a dog. He is a dog. He had his stats. He had in 34 games, he ain't missed no games, so he's very reliable. Also, he had 35 sacks, 17 and a half each the last 2 seasons. Okay? This is over the past 2 seasons. Now, Myles Garrett had 14, 4 straight seasons. So he had 14, the least, I think it's the last 2 seasons or whatever. But Hendrickson has been given straight up production. He's been reliable. He hasn't missed any games. He had 162 pressures, 5 forced fumbles, and 89 total tackles. So I ain't mad, man. If they want to give up a third, say if they give up a third round, right? And I don't like the sound of that. Say they give up a third round, right? And with the first pick, 29th overall, you don't have to draft an edge rusher at this point. And if you're not getting the top edge rushers anyway, it's not really going to be worth it. And those edge rushers that's coming in, pretty much probably nobody but Abdul Carter going to be close to giving you the production that Trey Hendrickson going to give you. So at 29, you get to keep it 29, and you don't got to give up the future. I would say, depending on what's available, I wouldn't mind trading that 29th pick. Pick up a pick. Cause if we give up a second, if we give up a third for Hendrickson, we need to get that third back. So with that being a late first round pick, 29th, I would trade that John in a heartbeat. Pick up a second, a third, and possibly a 7th on the back end. If you can get that much value for it. So we'll see as the draft get closer. But Hendrickson, he a different beast. And like I said I was good on him. I'm saying I'm good on him because I don't want to give up no more draft picks. I want to keep these draft picks. It's so much talent in the draft, day 2 and 3 talent, that I want to keep the draft picks. But, Adam Peters is a real GM, and I'm just a fan, and he's the GM. Point blank, period. All the other conversation could cease. Okay? So if we bring them in, I'll be right here. I'll be probably going live if I can't get a video done in time, because it's going to turn up over this weekend. Like I told y'all, put your seatbelts on, brace yourself. This weekend, I expect a lot of moves to get made. So if you're new to the channel, do me a favor, hit that sub button, hit the subscription button, turn the bell notification on so you can be informed right away when I drop these videos, these very informative videos for our beloved Washington Commanders. Let me keep you in the know. You know, I'm definitely here to give you all the news pertaining to Washington Commanders. So like I said, man, help me. I'm on the road to 1K. I'm trying to get to 1K before the NFL draft. So if that's you, do me a favor, hit that sub button, help this channel grow. Once the channel, as we continue to grow, that only makes everything that much better for me to get you all the content you all need and the news you all need on the team, because we locked in, baby. I only had the channel for 2 months. So like I said, man, I appreciate all the love and support thus far. Special shout out to my boy Yak. I see you always. You always be one of the top commenters in the comments. I see you, Uncle Diggs. I see you in the comments. I see you, Earlette. I see you in the comments. I appreciate you all. Like, I appreciate you all. That's just a few shout outs off the top of my head. Forgive me. But for those of you all that have been rocking with me since day one, I appreciate you all. That's going to do it for your boy. And we're going to get up out of here, man. But before I go, left hand up. Who are we? The Commanders. Listen up. Those haters can't stand. Yeah. We out of here.